Good morning to those online in the UK. We've got Springbok coach Rassie Erasmus. The team is out, so please raise your hands for questions. It's only the first 10 minutes of this link that's open online, so please, one question each, so that we can give as many people as possible a chance. Cool. Riaz.
Thanks so much, Gina. Hi, Rassie. It's great to speak to you, and well done on a stellar tour so far. I just wanted to know, considering the exodus of players from the squad to the various clubs, how much different was preparation going into this week? And will you be taking a similar approach against Wales as you did against Ireland, where the focus was on dominating them at set piece time and scrum time?
Yeah, morning everybody on that side, and obviously the people here who's in person here. I think it's tough to decide. Listen, we're going to take him on set piece dominance. Sometimes in a game you only get the first scrum in the 23rd minute, like the case was All Blacks. The previous game, the Welsh played against the All Blacks. Only in the 23rd minute that there was a scrum. So you can plan around trying to have scrum dominance. Maybe you get a line out here and there. But apart from that, if the game goes away from you and you don't get into those physical battles, then you have to handle them in other areas as well. The team selection was, I don't think we planned the beginning of the year that we're going to go 7-1 against them. It's actually the only guys available after discussing with our franchises. This is almost forced on us. Player 24 is Dukes Chunu, and player 25, we always appointed player 24 and 25, and 25 is Dwayne Vermeulen. So we actually, one injury and Dukes is in, another injury and Dwayne is in, so, but that's the chance we were willing to take for our franchises and for them to have a proper start in the URC. But yeah, I think if you look at it, you look like one who dominate with the back and forwards, but our hand was a bit forced with this. Morgan?
How's it, Rassie? I hope it's good on that side. Rassie, just a word on Cobus Reinach. Milestone for him, playing off the bench, Mr. Super Sub. But, just really a great guy for you guys having a team, and I'm sure you're looking for more tests from him going forward.
Yeah, Cobus' story is, we will never forget guys like Faf and Jaden, and, there's a couple of guys who can still, Sim Peter. There's many guys who's not on tour here that we think is in the mix for 2027. But Cobus has been unbelievable this year. I think he really is taking a role where he's helping the other nines, but I've never seen him so involved with planning and tactics and those kind of things. And it's funny, you don't quite know when a player gets to that, and he's really taking a senior role of that, helping Grant. He also understands with his 50th match, having a 7-1 bench split and Cobus covering wing as well. You don't want your 9 to start, and then he goes from 9 to wing, so we've got Quagga also covering for us in the back line, and then Ben Jason also, if we do get 3 injuries in the back line, which is very possible in a game like this. But for him, getting his 50th, obviously he'll get to run out in front, but it was like Ergir last week, just accepting that, listen, for the best of the team, a start is not the thing that will work out the best for us with a 7-1 split and him covering a few positions, but a top man.
Guys, please raise your hands for questions. Any more? Or
Yeah, I suppose.
Moreno?
Hi, Zina.
Moreno?
And good morning from Italy, coach. I know there is just one match left to play in this year, but how important and what taught you this 2025? Which kind of a year has been so far?
Hello, Moreno. I think the big thing for us this year was, this year specifically, we never look at world rankings because it's actually confusing, if you don't 100% understand it. And we made a bit of a study about it this year, and we really wanted to end in the top 4 teams. Well, ending number 1 is fantastic. The interesting will now be when the draw gets done to see what was the benefits of being number 1, 2, and 3 in the World Cup rankings. We're not quite sure. It looks like you can get Australia in Australia if you end number 1. So, but I think our first goal was, hey, let's try and be number 1 in the world at the end of this year or two. And then player depth and experience and evolve our game a little bit. And certainly there were backward steps. The first game against Australia, first game against New Zealand. I do think Italy, not because you're asking the question, I do think Italy for me is a very underrated team. I think Italy will, I can predict, will be there either 2 or 3 in the Six Nations. For me, their team get on the up, and what we've experienced from them. So I think the only really sort of test matches, the Barbarians wasn't a test match. Yeah, so we didn't have an easy ride. And next year we're coming back again, playing Ireland here and playing France here, and obviously England, Scotland, and Wales and South Africa. So I think we've learned a lot about ourselves, but our game can definitely improve a hell of a lot more in certain areas. But overall, I think goals achieved. But then again, we can throw everything away with a bad performance on Saturday.
Cobus?
That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Zina. Hello, Rassie.
Hello, Bruce.
Rassie, obviously both teams are missing quite a few first choice players. What do you want to get out of the game on Saturday?
Obviously a win, first of all. I think I've not been on the record. I think I've said many times, for me, the Italians, the Argentinians, and the Welsh people are very similar. And I'll say it again. And by that, I don't offend other countries. They've got other strengths and other things that they do. But I've always found the Italians, the Welsh, and the Argentinians to be the kind of people who doesn't give up. I don't understand currently what's going on in the Wales setup. I don't understand the politics and what works and what doesn't work. I know I played an opening game at the Millennium Stadium here and they thrashed us. The first time ever we lost against the Welsh. I know my first game as coach, head coach, 92 matches ago was against the Wales in Washington and we lost. Then the next game here, we lost again. End of year tour, we lost against the Welsh. And in the World Cup semi-final, quarter-final, it was 2 or 3 points. That was the difference when Damien Delende scored that try. So I know deep there in the underbelly of the Welsh, there's fight. And somewhere it's got to come right. And Tandy looks like he's getting the structures together. So this team of us is the starting team is a very experienced team. You know, I think the average caps is average age is 27, 28, and I think the average caps is close to 40. And I think their caps is something like 11. So it can either be a very highly energetic team of the Welsh that gives nothing away and just fight like hell, and really surprise us, or we can grind it out if we have the right mindset and, you know, eventually try and get away from them on the scoreboard. But a difficult game to predict with a French referee. I think it's the first time he really referees at this level for Tier 1 nations. So, and I want to say, I enjoy the Welsh culture. I love the horses in front of the bus. I like the band. I like how they make the build up. For us, it's always been a nice fixture, and this has been organized since 2018. We've been coming here regularly. So we hope to win the game and fly home with our heads high, but the Welsh will certainly try and stop us.
Last question online, or can we go to the floor? Percy?
Thank you so much, Gino. Good afternoon, Rassie. Rassie, just net kortliks in Afrikaans, Rassie, asseblief. Net jou die samestelling van jou span vir hierdie naweek se wedstryd. En soos jy in Engels verduidelik het, meneer, hoe belangrik is vir julle om hierdie toer, jare-en toer op 'n goeie noot af te eindig?
Hallo Percy. Eerst die samenstelling van die span is 'n bietjie op ons af, eintlik bietjie in 'n hoek gewees. Jy weet, ons wil graag ons URC franchises gehelp het om 'n goeie start te hê. En dit so 'n soort van met die Stormers en met die Sharks en met die Bulls en die Lions almal gepraat oor wie kan ons kry, wie kan ons nie kry nie. So ons het so 'n bietjie die dice gerol en ons het regtig net 24 spelers hierso. Tsunu Tuks is die nommer 24 en Dwayne Vermeulen is currently ons nommer 25. As ons nou 'n injury kry voor Saterdag. Weet ons sit net met 2 skramme af so Damien cover vir ons fly af na Sasha. So ons het ons week een van die ander persone toe gevra het ons week aangepas. Ons het maandag basies net walkthroughs en stuff gedoen en meer clarity gekry en Dinsdag en Woensdag voluit geoefen, vandag af en Vrydag oefen ons. Maar ja, die 7-1 was nie 'n beplande ding nie. Is amper maar half gefors op ons. En dis om Kobus Reinagh in sy 50ste toets van die bank af speel omdat hy vleuel en 9 vir ons cover. En dan toe daar 'n hele paar ouens wat ander posisies cover. Kwagga cover is obviously vir ons op defense 9 as haar 2 backline spelers Ceres en obviously op attack sal hy blind wing speel. En dan het ons vir Ben Jason ook so 'n bietjie as daar 3 beserings in die backline is, vir hom ook so 'n bietjie op standby as hy iets in die backline gebeur. So ons verwag 'n tawwe toets in Kobus se 50ste game teen 'n Wallis se span wat ons dink hulle underbelly is quite tough en daar's fire in hulle belly en erns gaan hulle game by mekaar kom en ons hoop is nie teen ons nie.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. We'll go to the floor now. Thanks for attending online.